Assalamualaikum. Today we will present about financial statement analysis of two companies that we have chosen, which are Bonia Corporation Berhad and Padini Holdings Berhad. So first of all, I will briefly talk about the company background. The first company is Bonia Corporation Berhad. The vision is to be a leading global luxury lifestyle brand, inspiring self-expression and inspiration across generations. The mission is to build desirable, timeless brands that blend heritage with modern luxury, creating products that empower individuality and adventure for a global market. The core business is design, manufacturing, marketing and retailing of luxury leather goods and fashion accessories. The primary flagship is Bonia, while the in-house brands are Bonia, Kailorino and others. The second company that we choose is Padini Holdings Berhad. The vision is to be the best fashion company ever, while the mission is to exceed customers' expectations and our brand's promise. The core business of this company is design, manufacturing and retailing its own brands of apparel, footwear and accessories for all ages and genders. The primary flagship is Padini. The in-house brand are Seed, B&Co, Mickey and others. We will go to financial analysis. The first part is liquidity ratio. Liquidity ratio consists of two ratios, which are current ratio and quick ratio. First of all, Bonia Corporation Berhad, the current ratio is equal to current asset divided with current liability. So the current ratio for Bonia Corporation Berhad is RM 3.35. The interpretation for Bonia Corporation Berhad is for every 1 ringgit of current liability, the company has 3 ringgit 35 cents of current assets to repay the current liability. For Padini Holdings Berhad, the current ratio are 4 ringgit 52 cents. The interpretation for Padini, for every 1 ringgit of current liability, the company has 4 ringgit 52 cents of current assets to repay the current liability. So in conclusion, Padini Holdings Berhad has higher liquidity compared to Bonia Corporation Berhad, which means that Padini has better performance and is easier to pay its creditor. Next, quick ratio. Quick ratio is equal to current assets minus inventory minus prepayments over current liability. But in our calculation, there is no prepayment. So we get the quick ratio for Bonia Corporation Berhad is 2 ringgit 13 cents. The interpretation for Bonia is for every 1 ringgit of current liability, the company has 2 ringgit 30 cents of its liquid asset to repay the current liability. The quick ratio for Padini Holdings Berhad is 3 ringgit 6 cents. So the interpretation for Padini is for every 1 ringgit of current liability, the company has 3 ringgit 6 cents of its liquid asset to repay the current liability. To conclude, the quick ratio of Padini Holdings Berhad surpasses Bonia Corporation Berhad. It means that Padini Holdings Berhad has stronger ability to cover certain debts without relying on inventory sales.
I will be explaining on profitability ratio. Profitability ratios evaluate a company's efficiency in generating profits, where higher ratio indicates a better performance and support business growth through reinvestment. As you can see on the slide, based on the calculation for Bonia Corporation Berhad, for every 1 ringgit of sale, the company is able to generate 0.02 net profit, while the Padini Holdings Berhad, for every 1 ringgit of sale, they are able to generate 0.08 net profit. That means the higher net profit margin of Padini Holdings Berhad indicate that the company is more effective in controlling expenses and generating profit compared to Bonia Corporation Berhad. Next, we move to the gross profit ratio. As you can see on the calculation, for Bonia Corporation Berhad, for every 1 ringgit of sale, the company is able to generate RM 0.59 gross profit, while for the Padini Holdings Berhad, for every 1 ringgit of sale, the company is able to generate 0.39 gross profit. That means the higher gross profit margin of Bonia Corporation Berhad indicate greater efficiency in production and cost management compared to Padini Holdings Berhad. According to return on assets, based on the calculation I made, the Bonia Corporation Berhad's company earns RM 0.01 for every 1 ringgit of assets, while the Padini Holdings Berhad company earns RM 0.08 for every 1 ringgit of assets. That means the higher return on assets of the Padini Holdings Berhad indicates the greater efficiency in asset utilization compared to Bonia Corporation Berhad. Last but not least, for this session on profitability ratio, return on capital employed for Bonia Corporation Berhad, for every RM1 ringgit of the capital used, the company is able to generate RM0.03 operating profit, while for Padini Holdings Berhad, for every RM1 ringgit of the capital used, the company is able to generate around 0.12 operating profit. That means the higher return of capital employed of Padini Holdings Berhad indicate greater efficiency in generating operating profit for its capital employed compared to Bonia Corporation Berhad.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hello everyone. My name is Tengku Anusyafia binti Tengku Anwar Khalid, and firstly, I will explain the efficiency ratio. Efficiency ratios measure how well a company uses its resources such as inventory, receivables, and assets to generate sales. In general, better efficiency reflects stronger operational performance. Okay, the first one is inventory turnover. Padini Holdings Berhad recorded an inventory turnover of 4 times, while Bonia Corporation Berhad recorded 3 times. This shows that Padini Holdings sells and restocks its inventory more frequently, indicating stronger demand and a better inventory management. The second one is average collection period. Padini Holdings Berhad has an average collection period of 13 days, which is much shorter than Bonia Corporation Berhad, which is 53 days. This means Padini Holdings Berhad collect payments faster, which results in a better cash flow, improved liquidity, and a lower risk of bad debts. Last but not least is total assets turnover. Padini Holdings Berhad recorded a total assets turnover of RM1, while Bonia Corporation Berhad recorded 54 cents only. This shows that Padini Holdings Berhad generates RM1 of sales for every RM1 invested in assets, which makes it more efficient in asset utilization compared to Bonia Corporation Berhad. Next, I will discuss the leverage ratio, which measures how much debt a company uses to finance its assets and operations. Higher leverage generally indicates a higher financial risk. Okay, for the first one is debt ratio. Padini Holdings Berhad has a debt ratio of 2.24%, which is higher than Bonia Corporation Berhad, which is 32.35%. This shows that Padini Holdings Berhad relies more on debt financing, while Bonia Corporation Berhad has lower financial risk and a stronger equity base. Next is the debt to equity ratio. Padini Holdings Berhad recorded a debt equity ratio of 73.12% compared to 47.82% for Bonia Corporation Berhad. This indicates that Padini Holdings Berhad depends more on creditors, while Bonia Corporation Berhad adopts a more conservative capital structure. Last but not least is times interest earned ratio. Padini Holdings Berhad recorded an interest coverage ratio of 8.21 times, while Bonia Corporation Berhad recorded 3.24 times. This means Padini Holdings Berhad has a stronger ability to meet its interest, obligations, and better financial stability compared to Bonia Corporation Berhad.
In conclusion, based on the financial analysis for the year 2025, Padini Holdings Berhad demonstrates stronger overall financial performance compared to Bonia Corporation Berhad. Padini shows superior liquidity, indicating a better ability to make short-term obligation, as well as stronger profitability in terms of net profit margin, return on asset, and return on capital employed. Additionally, Padini's efficiency ratio reflects on effective asset utilization, inventory management, and reasonable collections. However, Bonia Corporation Berhad performs better in gross profit margin and adopts a more conservative capital structure with lower reliance on debt. Padini's stronger performance across most financial indicators suggests a more balanced and effective overall financial position. Thank you.